Australia presents...
This is the ABC.
A production by the Film Division, Department of the Interior, for the Australian Broadcasting Commission.
Lights. Action. Photography, Frank Bagnall. Sound, Alan Anderson, RCA Sound Equipment. Music, John Antill. Editing, Anne Gurr. Production, Maslin Williams. Direction, Shan Benson. And compared by me. Hello, everyone. My name is Rupert Chance, and I'm your compere. I'm not usually up this hour of the morning, but I've been asked to show you through this film, and this seems a good place to start. It's the newsroom of the ABC. The early morning staff are coming on to make up the news. There's a sub-editor over there. That teleprinter's been banging out cables and telegrams all night long. Wonderful, isn't it? But it's not all as simple as that.
ABC Newsroom. It is. What happened? Nothing. Oh, well, thanks.
That reporter's checking with police, airways, shipping, weather bureau, and so on. Other reporters are covering all sorts of work in the field.
Calling all cars and stations.
Why do ships have to keep you waiting out in the cold?
Thinking of that nice warm bed you had to leave, Marianne?
Oh, hello, Rupert.
I'm sorry we can't wait with you. But it's time for the news.
This is the ABC, broadcasting through national, regional, and shortwave stations. This is the news, read by Paul McLeay. And now the headlines. At the United Nations yesterday, the President said that troop movements were no danger to world peace. The World Heavyweight title bout at the Yankee Stadium in New York ended with a knockout in the 8th round.
That mug couldn't fight his way out of a paper bag.
In Paris yesterday, a man accused of beating his wife said that she'd kept him poor for 30 years.
Wake up and listen.
The time is now 7 minutes past 8. I beg your pardon. The time is now 8 minutes past 7. The time is now 28 minutes to 8.
Today is warm and cloudy. A low-pressure area centered over the south coast will probably bring rain, but not before tonight. Cooler winds and scattered showers are expected on the tablelands. Seas smooth.
You know, the ABC has an awful lot of listeners, even me. Australia's a big place with 9 million people. And the ABC and the PMG's department, who handles all the technical services, you have to keep them in mind. So, to begin with, there are 12 metropolitan transmitters. Always a surprise when these film tricks work. Then there are 37 regional transmitters and 12 shortwave stations. 8 for listeners inside the country, and 4 for Radio Australia's overseas broadcasts. While we're talking of figures, if you tot up all the time on all the programs, it comes to 1,000 hours every day. And 1,000 hours is a long time when you have to fill it with programs. Hello.
Hello. Community hymn singing, news, guest of honour, Clive Amadio's quintet. Take it from here, the music hath charms with J. Wilbur and his strings, a host of harmonies with Arthur Young, music, news, the epilogue, close.
Right. Programs 2BL, 2NC, 3LO, 4QR, 5AN, 6WN, 7ZR. This may interest you. Music, feature, news, prelude, plain Christianity, Dr. Floyd's Music Lovers Hour, Window on the World, Sunday Night Celebrity, Quality Street, Music Magazine, music from the British weeklies, close.
All this is just one night for a couple of programs. But every program means work. Well, for instance, records.
You're sure these will do, Dr. Floyd?
Let me just have a look. Oh, yes, that'll do beautifully. Thank you very much indeed.
Good. I'm sorry the Mozart's being used in the other program. Excuse me, Doctor. Hello. Yes. Yes, the records of the Queen's speech at Westminster and the South African one. What about the Christmas broadcast? Good.
Well, now I think I'll be going. I'll say goodbye till next time.
Goodbye, Dr. Floyd.
Hello, Nell.
Hello, Rupert.
You seem to be having a busy morning.
Sometimes I think I'm spinning around like the records. All 80,000 of them.
I wish we could stop to hear some of them. But we haven't time if we're going to the rehearsals.
Now that I am in your arms at last.
Just hold it for a second, would you? Darling, on that last line, just a little less, and a little more, and just a shade more quietly.
There seems to be something going on, ladies and gentlemen, that's not in the score.
No, I'm not a visiting celebrity. I'm here to remind you that talks, like every other program, need preparation. In the studio and in the field.
Here is Miss Joan Lennox with kindergarten.
Now, children, you be a train. When the music stops, that means the signal's against you. So you stop. Excuse me, Geoffrey.
Can't.
Of course you can. Why ever not?
Oh, train.
Well, then I'm an aeroplane.
School broadcasts are an important part of ABC work. For all ages, from the kindergarten of the air up, and every subject, from arithmetic to nature study, from English to music.
Now you try. To keep the rhythm well marked.
If you don't care for your teeth, they'll hurt. Go to your dentist twice a year. Clean your teeth twice a day. And of course, don't do silly things like chewing the ends of pencils.
We're going to hear the story of Jack the Giant Killer. Helen, what is a giant?
He's an overgrown man.
Terry, who was Jack?
Jack was a little boy who killed the giant.
Now, this is the story of the Great Big Giant, And the little boy, Jack.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jack. Remember, boys and girls, when you're with animals, keep your eyes open. And now, for Maureen Johnson, the book you were asking about is Caring for Dogs.
Hello, everyone. This is the Country Hour, and your compeer is Dick Snedden. Well, now for marketing information. In the Brisbane market this morning, potatoes from Tasmania sold and there was a record consignment of celery from South Australia, which was in keen demand. We have a report from the Chicago wheat pit that states that the world situation at the moment indicates that sales are being more...
The ABC presents Blue Hills by Gwen Meredith. Hilda and Joe have settled down on the MacArthur's farm, and we left Joe helping Judy in the kitchen. He's handling the dishes with the confidence, but certainly not the skill of a juggler, and Judy says in alarm,
"Oh, Joe, the new dinner set. Now, careful, you'll drop those plates."
Oh, no, they'll be right. Look, I can... Oh, gee.
Oh, whatever will Hilda say?
Well, my glory.
Oh, Joe, I told you to be careful with Hilda's new dinner set. Now look what you've done.
Yes, that's Blue Hills. But it isn't the whole story of the Country Hour. For instance, there are talks about practically everything that can interest the man on the land.
A pedigree goat is a valuable animal. It needs care. We'll discuss the details of feeding later. But just now, I shall begin by emphasizing the fact that a goat will not eat anything. It has to be provided with the best food, if you're to get the best results.
Of course, all talks aren't made in the studio. The field men go all over the place to get opinions.
£7 on bed, and 181, 81,
Well, I hope that gave you some idea of the Country Hour. As you can see, broadcasting isn't quite as simple as it looks when all you have to do is twiddle a knob and listen. Oh, there's Bruce Webber. Hello, Bruce.
Hello, Rupert. Are you coming in to see the sporting programme?
Yes, I'd like to very much, thanks.
Come on then.
And he come back from meters on the outside with quite a good run.
Hello, John.
Hello, Rupert. How are you?
Sport's mainly an organising problem, you know. Getting a dozen different programmes from 6 states and then fitting them all in together. This afternoon, there's Melbourne and Sydney races, cricket and the tennis.
Race almost over, Bruce.
Good.
Flying Halo was battling out on the outside of Titanic finish. They couldn't pick it over. Flying Halo, still rising fast. Nobody but the judge can pick it. This will be a photo. Yes, it's a photo finish. The judge has
there's more
for a
today
photo
now.
to decide the winner of the St. George.
We'll let you have the result of that photo finish from the studio. Whilst we're waiting on the result of that photo finish, let's hear further descriptions of the international tennis.
Radio Australia, if you'd like to join us, your listeners will be interested in these descriptions.
Hode serving now to Satius. Forehand return. Hode volley. Satius. Oh, and a brilliant stroke. Making the score 30-40 in the first game of the second set. Hode is taking his time as he crosses the court for his next service. It's a real summer's day. Everyone, spectators included, is feeling the heat.
They're right for us at Renwick.
The barrier's down and we cross now to Renwick.
And they're racing. And the first out will Blue.
Today's competition. He's been diving splendidly this season.
Going out in front to a clear-cut win in what looks like very good time.
Steadily along over this part of the course. They've got a long way to go.
It's in the Bowls Championship. And on today's form should have a good chance.
Fly. Bert Dutt and...
The ABC presents the Sporting Roundup. Here first are the results of today's city races. The maiden plate over 6 furlongs, first Dashing Knight, 50 to 1, £12 7 and 6, £2 6 and 9.
This is the ABC.
national, regional and shortwave program. The Sydney Symphony Orchestra, conducted by Eugene Goossens, is giving from the Sydney Town Hall the fourth...
When I heard the concerto in D, I decided he'd do me. But the Stravinsky...
You should have heard Beecham. He goes wonderful.
Oh, yes, good tempo. Definitely no real expression in the strings.
We always fry ours in lard.
We still have to be very careful about this clarinet entry here after letter K because the program's on interstate relay.
Oh, that'll be okay, John. For Melbourne and Adelaide, it'll be minus 45 dB.
To send music from Sydney around Australia means work for a lot of people you seldom see. In the control room, everything is ready. The musicians are in their places.
That's enough atmosphere for you. Stand by.
Is there a musician in the house?
Thank you, everybody.
And what a delightful composition, Herbert, dear.
Quite so. And what have we next on the agenda?
Mrs. Sharpshot's solo, Harry.
Let us begin.
Well, that's all for now. So until tomorrow, I'll say good night, everyone.
Good night, Arthur.
Cheerio, Rupert. See you tomorrow.
Yes. Well, that's the end of one day for the ABC and the start of another. I hope you've enjoyed yourself. I must say it's been very pleasant showing you around. Now I shall have to say thank you for coming and goodbye, because this is the end.